Are you ready to step into the most empowered version of yourself? If you're a visionary, thought leader, or someone with a big mission in this world, I've created something just for you. My Heal Your Life program is a transformational 4-week journey designed to help you unlock your soul's purpose, release emotional and energetic blocks, and gain clarity about your next steps. You'll learn powerful self-healing tools, access ancient wisdom through your Akashic Records, and even harness the energy of vortexes to amplify your power. But this isn't just about learning, it's about transforming. You'll walk away with tools you can use for a lifetime, and you'll do it alongside an inspiring community of best-selling authors, filmmakers, entrepreneurs, and change makers who, just like you, are here to make a big difference. So if you're ready to heal, grow, and create at a higher level than ever before, this is your moment. Click the link below to join me and heal your life. Your soul and your future self will thank you. And I can't wait to see you inside.
Right on. I love these new opening intros. Say hello to me once you get here. And you know the drill. The records are now open. Welcome everyone to the 129 episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. Super excited to be here with you today. Since the last time we were here together, we've had an incredible galactic alignment. We're definitely in a new timeline. We are in the positive timeline as humanity continues our ascension process. And we're going to play together with some esoteric magical wisdom today that's going to impact your life for the better. Welcome. If this is the first time you are here, here's what to expect for the rest of the day or for the rest of our show. Okay. We're going to dive into the magic of the Akashic Records. My name is Emily Harrison. I'm the founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. And again, if it's the first time you are here, the Akashic Academy is a modern day mystery school where we are specializing in helping you understand the esoteric wisdom, hidden esoteric wisdom, very, very powerful wisdom. We're helping you to first understand it and then create context of how you can use this to empower your life. So this is a really exciting time to be here on the planet, and you're going to discover some magic here today. All right, so for the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to jam together in the Akashic Records. What are the Akashic Records? The Akashic Records are the realm of consciousness that hold all intelligence, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. This is the realm of consciousness that Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs all learned how to tap into. You learned how to tap in. You can learn how to tap into this too. What do we know about these great visionary minds? They were able to see the world differently, to perceive information and put it into context, creation and form that allowed for radical advancement here on the planet. Now, while these are visionaries, these are humans who took on a soul mission in this lifetime to transform the planet on a very public scale, right? The truth is we've all taken on missions to transform the planet in our own unique way. And the Akashic Records can not only reveal specific knowledge, specific information to you about areas in your life where you're stuck. You think Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs didn't all come up against being stuck at times? No, they're no different from you. The only difference is they had a relentless pursuit for greatness that allowed them to bump up against these edges of stuckness and explore innovative ways to tap into their minds. Okay? And we've just created that in a way that's really easy and fun because it sounds very scientific and all woo-woo and psychic. And so we're going to break it down. All right? That's what we do here at the Akashic Academy. Again, I'm Emily Harrison. I'm an Akashic Records mentor. I work with visionaries and thought leaders, training them to exit the world of ordinary thought and tap into superconscious intelligence or the Akashic Records so they can instantly get soul level wisdom, guidance, and clarity that help you get unstuck and tap into your unique genius so you can serve humanity by your divine design. Anybody feel like they're lacking something, you're missing something? life isn't quite as fulfilling as you want is because you're not on purpose yet. You're not on the timeline of your highest potentiality yet. Okay. So we're going to use the Akashic Records today to help get you on your highest timeline. This show works by you all asking questions. Okay. I have left in the comments here for you. Go back and read those. Oh, I feel like who saw that show Tool Time, where the neighbor, the wise neighbor, what was his name? Al? Phil? Something would peek over the fence. I feel like that's what I'm doing right now. As you see I'm peeking over the comments there. All right. These are examples of different questions that you can ask the Akashic Records. Your questions are so important because that's what brings forward the intelligence. Caveat about how this realm of consciousness works, the Akashic Records, it works by invitation only, which doesn't mean that only certain ones of us are invited. In fact, if you are on this broadcast live, or you're watching the replay, or you're just catching a glimpse of it somewhere, your higher self is putting you in the way of this intelligence because you're ready for it. It's very powerful. Okay, this is high level esoteric wisdom, knowledge, power. This will not come across your field if you haven't done a significant amount of work to prepare yourself and to make yourself ready. Okay, but there's still your participation that is involved. And so you must ask the questions. The questions invite forward the intelligence that we are ready to receive. That's what invitation only means. The records will only give us what we're ready to receive. So the more dynamic our questions can be, the more specific the answers and the intelligence can be. Okay? All right, so start lighting up my chat box here with your questions, because that's where I'm going to get the questions. Since I don't see any right now, I'll take a moment to do a little shameless plug. Those of you who joined me at the very, very top of the hour, and you saw the cool intro video, this is an intro video for a new program I am beyond excited to share with you all. It is already launched. It is out there. You can sign up for it. It is called Heal Your Life Masterclass. It is a live 4-week training program that is going to cover a variety. I'm going to tell you the 4 high-level topics we're going to cover, okay? All under the umbrella of a powerful community of best-selling authors, filmmakers, geniuses, change makers, difference makers, doctors, lawyers, moms, people, dads, people who are here to do the work at a really high level. All right, that's going to be part of why this is so powerful, is that the community behind this is so powerful. But here are the 4 high-level topics we're going to be covering. The magic of the Akashic Records. If you want to learn more about the magic, you want to use it, you want to test it out, see how it works, you're going to get to. We're also going to talk about healing. Every human has the ability to self-heal. So we're going to talk about your chakras. We're going to talk about where your physical and emotional dis-ease gets stored in your body and how you can get it out. Going to give you practical tools that you can start using. Again, I want people to walk away from this class saying, damn, never so much ever good happened to me in a month in that class. Why? Because you're going to have the tools that you're going to start using. It's not just knowledge. You're going to be tools. You're going to be invited and shown how you can use them. Okay. Then we're going to amplify your power. There is vortex energy that you can use that amplifies your power. Speeds up this process. We're going to give you the accelerator, and we're going to focus on, the power, the magic that you will experience in your life. You want to fall in love with your life? Be on purpose, be on mission. Understand what your soul mission and purpose is here, and we're going to bring that through for you. So for those of you who are interested in joining me for Heal Your Life, I left you a link up here. If you have been wanting to train in the Akashic Academy, you've been checking out the website, you're like, damn, how masterclasses. If you've looked at the website, you know it's not a secret. Masterclasses are they start at $5,500. I've got trainings that go all the way up to $20,000. I recognize that not everybody's ready to dive in at this level. 1, it's not accessible to everybody. 2, not everybody's ready for that kind of transformation and commitment in their life. Furthermore, as a coach, I was talking to one of my coach colleague friends about this the other day. And any of you who are in the coaching industry, you've definitely seen the trend for, it's called high ticket, where you just create massive transformation for people, right? And this was a trend. It still is a trend. It's very cool. I love it. I'm involved in the high ticket training programs and mentorship myself. I like that. I like investing at that level. And there's an opportunity right now as humanity is evolving so rapidly to reach a lot of people and to create something that is so fucking magical and valuable and create it at a price point that people are like, oh my gosh, that's the steal of the century. This is the new trend that I'm seeing, and I love it. My favorite and most powerful visionaries and colleagues on the planet, coaches, are I'm seeing them adapt to this new structure of how we get to share. And this is my version of it. And I'm excited. So I want you guys to check it out. All right. It's $168 for the 4-week masterclass training. All right. Done shameless plugging myself, my own self. Let's get into some questions here. All right. Christian S says, what question should I ask if I have no question? Not trolling. Great question, Christian. Here's what I ask when I don't have a question. A specific question that we can ask is, what guidance do I need for my life today? And you can get even more specific. What guidance do I need to have the most joy-filled day possible? What can I be aware of if I want to stay in a frequency of abundance today? All right. So even if we don't think that we have a specific question, we can start looking at our lives and say, okay, what do I want to create? What do I want to take more responsibility for? And let me formulate a question around being open to receive whatever's there for me in that place. Make sense? Okay. Another thing that we can do if you don't even want to do that much work, I encourage my students in the beginning, when they're learning to read the Akashic Records, to take a light bath, to open the field of the Akashic Records and just stay in that space of letting yourself receive light codes with the intention of increasing your bandwidth, or how much light, how much knowledge, how much intelligence, how much joy, how much of the goodness, the heaven on earth energy that is available for you, how much of it you can hold. Okay, let's just do a little bit of that right now. How many of you guys want to do a light bath activation? You want to hold more wisdom, more intelligence, more joy. And see, while it's not a specific question, it sort of is. You can turn it into a question. And intention holds a question in it, sort of, right? It's calling forward that which we wish to experience. Actually, what the guides are saying to me right now is an intention is like a question, but that's its function, is to call forward a certain experience. Ooh, all right. So let's start thinking about the questions that we're asking ourselves that are not necessarily mindful. Like, why am I broke all the time? If we just learned that questions are like intentions, they're a function that creates a feedback loop with the universe, a feedback loop with the Akashic Records. You want to be very mindful of the questions that you're asking yourself, right? All right, so we're opening up the heart right now. Type yes if you want to receive this transmission, this light bath to hold more joy, more insight, more peace in your life. Good. All right, we're going to do a second part of this activation. We're going to activate the third eye, opening up our ability to remember in the future. Oopsie, when I'm asking myself a question that I don't really want the answer to. Remember, when you ask a question, it's just like setting an intention. You're creating a feedback loop with the universe. So only ask yourself questions that you want the answer to. Why am I ass so rich? Why is it so easy for me to source and resource through my own genius? Okay, makes sense? Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen if this is making sense. Good job, Christian. Thank you. Says that answers it well. Good. I'm glad you're pleased. I have worked on the people-pleasing part of myself, but I'm still an actress in my former life in this life. I like the applause. Send some love, like, hearts across the screen, y'all. I already said it. The book project I want to do to thank the medical personnel who helped me doesn't seem to be coming together as I thought it would. Is this still something I should pursue? Deborah, good question. All right. So anybody notice that you get really excited and inspired to move down a timeline, and then all of a sudden it feels like the timeline shifts and changes on you? Okay. Yes. I was actually talking to another colleague about this the other day too. We're trying to figure it out. A little more insight coming in. All right. So what the guides are saying is that yes, even when you are on the timeline of your highest potential, the projects that you desire to work on can shift and change. The people in your life can show up and shift and change. Okay. The reason is because when we're vibrating on the timeline of our highest potentiality, our frequency gets so high. Think about moving from a state of a physical density into liquid into a gas. But see how if you move into a state of a liquid and you become more fluid in a timeline, how you can move through resistance, challenge, change more easily, right? And then as you move into a gas state, you can go even faster. That's why the highest potential timeline seems to morph and change like that, because we're actually moving through experiences that our soul agreed to move through in this timeline for the sake of learning. And we're just moving through them faster. But it can be really confusing from the human perspective. All right. Here's another thing that we think that our highest potential timeline means success, physical success in our endeavors, like the book moving through into fruition, becoming an actual book, and then thanking all of the people. But truthfully, Deborah, the intention and the energy, the medicine, the compassion that you wanted to give back to acknowledge these people, you instantaneously showed up to that. And so it is. Does that make sense? And so it is. And it's done. And the truth is, when you think about all of the tit for tat pieces, the admin pieces, and all the other pieces that it takes to get that off the ground, that feels a little heavy. And it is. It's a big lift. So what happens is we accelerate how we're moving through and what we need from certain situations in order for our soul to advance and move on. Does that make sense? This is good stuff. Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen if this is landing. Whew. Here's the other thing, and this was a question that dropped in for the records. I'm going to take this down for a sec, Miss Deb. That dropped in for the records before we started today, and I instantly knew that it was for the show. It's a question that I want to share with you all to contemplate. I'm going to be contemplating this myself, okay? How swift is your ability to access your own truth? How swift is your ability to access your own truth? Because on our highest timeline, our highest potential timeline, that swiftness increases. And we can access our own truth very quickly, and our truth shifts and changes, and we want to embody different versions of ourselves sometimes. And that's okay. All right? So, Deborah, ultimately, the choice is up to you whether or not you move forward, because we have full free will in our lives to do whatever we want. But the guides are saying, see if you can notice any part of you that's staying to it out of loyalty or doing what you said that you were going to do because this is how you were brought up and this is how the good girls of integrity operate. Okay, and just see if there's anything in there for you that you can work with more deeply. Okay, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen if that resonated. All right, let's see what activation the guides want to bring in. Okay, we're going to activate solar plexus, courage. This is about 2 inches below your belly button, right about here. Okay, this is where you will benefit from working if you want to give yourself permission to make bold changes, decisions in your life, radical shift and change. Makes sense. Perfect. Yeah, thank you too, Deb. That made sense for me too. And I've often wondered why it feels like there are shifts and changes once you feel like you're on the right path. Okay. And my colleagues have wondered the same thing. So thank you. That's powerful. All right. So we activated courage here. Say yes. If you want to receive an activation of courage that will help you make bold decisions in your life, give you permission to let go of the old versions, the old identities that you have taken on that are not part of your divine blueprint. If you want to know what it looks and feels like to experience yourself as pure as your soul was designed to be, if you want to give yourself permission to see your innocence, see the innocence in others, you can say yes now. Oh, good stuff. I'm feeling it today, y'all. All right. Seashells. May I ask about my records? Which life closely connects with the one I'm having currently and how I can move forward in this timeline for my highest? All right. I actually saw two come in really quickly for you, seashells. One is a persecution lifetime. It was a witch trials kind of thing. We all got one of them at least there in the past that is, and when I see that, it's a sign to say, okay, there's an area where I'm holding back and I'm not giving myself full permission to step into my power. So seashells, that courage activation could have been really impactful for you right there. Let me know if that resonates. And that's for anybody who, if you notice a persecution past life, here's the other thing is that if that stuff's not solved, you're just going to drag it into this lifetime with you. So you're going to be able to see that same theme in your lifetime right now. Okay, yes, she says, yes, I know the one. I dreamed of myself burning. Okay, that one. And then, I just got clairsentience, chills all through my body. So thank you for that confirmation. We're going to teach you about that too in Heal Your Life, guys. When I say, I got the clairsentience, it's a part of my body. It's a part of your body. You all have it. If you turn it on and use it regularly, it will become a truth indicator for you, like a lightning rod. And it helps because my mind doesn't have to interpret that. My body just said it for me and my mind can get out of the way. Makes sense? We're going to teach you these kind of things in Heal Your Life. We're also going to teach you about the different chakras. You notice that's the place where I generally go to work on healing and to call in new energies, because the healing transmission, the intelligence can come in through these spinning wheels of energy in your body. Okay. So if you're like, that kind of interesting what she said, but I don't actually know what she's talking about, we're going to break it down for you and Heal Your Life. All right. Okay. So seashells, back to you. First past life, when I got the clairsentience just moving down my body. Yes. That one, you want to work on clearing what's causing you to play small in this lifetime. Probably something from childhood, either parents or peers that poo-pooed your skills. Okay. I had a dear friend that told me one time at the bus stop, I shared, hey, I think I didn't know it was called telekinesis, but I thought, because I noticed when I would look at leaves on a tree, they would start moving all the time. And I spent like months testing this. And I finally got brave enough to show my friend at the bus stop. I won't mention any names, but Mom, you know who I'm talking about, probably. But I showed her, and in no uncertain terms, she told me I was batshit crazy. And so I shut it down. Okay. But if you can find a connection, something like that in this lifetime, talking to seashells and everyone, this is resonating to. That happens often as I'll start sharing for someone specifically, but you're hearing this and you're like, dang, I feel like she's talking to me. They are. The guides are talking to you. You can receive that as your personal message. Okay. But if you feel like you have a past life persecution where you've been persecuted and that's inhibiting you in this lifetime, just find a place in this lifetime where you were persecuted. Hold white light on it. I'm going back to myself and Miss Unnamed. I don't think she watches me, so I could probably say it. And I love her very much. She's a teacher. Look at what a great teacher she's been in my life. Anyway, seeing me and LN at the bus stop holding white light. White light is an ultimate healer that you can use for a lot of different things. I'm not going to take the time to explain exactly how it works right now. There's some cool science and metaphysics behind it, but you can go ahead and clear that past life right now. Good. Got that out of the way. And then seashells, they're taking me back to ancient Egypt. I'm specifically talking about the burning. They actually took me back to the burning of the Library of Alexandria, which symbolically tells me that you have wisdom and skills from ancient Egypt that want to come through in this lifetime. And as soon as you clear the persecution energy, you're going to step more fully into this. Isis, Hathor, very powerful stuff coming through. Okay, cool. Let me know if that resonated. Right on. We're going to go to Karina next. Karina Cruz. Emily, I started an online business 2 years ago that I felt is my calling to the. Oh, wow. That's funny. Yay. All right, Karina. Thank you for asking. Can I just take a bow right now, everybody? This is why I love the Akashic Records. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. What are the questions we got? Seashell says, I was in a meditation. I could see myself burning and a male over me. And I kept saying to get up. I was dying. Whew. Yep. Okay. Oh, yeah. You've gotten some strong stuff flowing through, huh, seashells? Slave. Yes. Okay. So I'm not seeing other questions pop in. Oh, Robert. Okay. I'm going to come right back to you, Robert. But this one about being a slave. Yes. This is another one. Not only we've been persecuted, our ass been enslaved, y'all. I have a past life memory of being in the Underground Railroad, leading people to freedom through that era of time and through that specific geographical location. And if you don't know, that's where I was born. Small town, Missouri, the Underground Railroads. Literally, there was a secret entrance through my friend's fireplace. I was fascinated by this. All right. But generally, unless you've worked on radically clearing it, and I feel like I've done radical work to clear it, and I still got more to clear. So I'm still in it, clearing it out. If you want to clear it out a little bit more, we're going to do some right now. This, the slavery mindset, mentality, programming, here's where it comes from. I read a book one time called The Fourth Turning. Anybody know this book, The Fourth Turning? Fantastic book that talks about how, oh, I'm losing an eyelash. Hang on 1 second. There. How the consciousness of humanity is evolving slightly behind the technology progression of humanity, meaning like from what was before the Industrial Revolution. It's not the Ice Ages. I can't remember my revolutions so great right now, y'all. But think about the different revolutions, from the primitive tools to the more industrial revolution to revolutions of industry and commerce and technology and how we're advancing. Okay. And there's always something from the previous turning that gets left over and we deal with again. And the last turning, as we moved into the industrial age, into this age of more technology, was an incompletion, working with the energy of slavery. And so we're bringing that like into this new age, and it's reinventing itself. It's like reincarnating. It's like dragging it from a past life into this new life where we didn't fully solve that in our eras before. We looked at it collectively as a country, but now it's time to work with that energy on the microcosm, and for each one of us to work with it in our family units and with ourselves individually. And the places where we have slavery mindset, where we get attached to suffering, we take vows of suffering for fucked up reasons. We do. And the good news is that we can release them all now. So if you want to release any vow of slavery, loyalty to anything that is not the light, or anything outside of yourself that does not represent the energy of unconditional love, zero judgment, and true unconditional love, and the desire for not only your highest good, but the highest good of all humanity. If you want to release all programmings that are in opposition to this, you can say yes now, and you can release all of that programming, all of that slavery mentality. You can tap into your own divine essence. Not accentuate, not accelerate, activates the word I'm looking for, but all of those actually apply. Self-leadership, activating the crown chakra now, opening up your ability to tap into your innate, to the God consciousness, the source, to Goddess, like never before. To initiate communication that advises you, bringing in wisdom, guidance, clarity to your life at a moment's notice. Fully initiating your self-leadership. Honoring and holding, guarding your highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to you. And so it is. Ooh, let me know if y'all felt that. That was pretty powerful. All right, we're at the 30-minute mark, but because Robert is here, RG, I love you so much, my friend. And Robert and I have done a lot of work together over the years. And if you have a question, I'm going to answer it. And thanks for asking me in front of everybody too, because everybody's going to be able to relate to this and to get wisdom from this. So thank you, my friend. Question: self-healing for dis-ease in the first and second chakras. Okay, so let me talk to you about what the first and second chakras do. And then we can talk about how you can potentially use them to heal dis-ease. Okay, so when we say the word dis-ease, I want you to think of unrest, everybody. Because it can just be a misalignment or a non-congruence with the energy of ease or the highest potential that can create uncomfortability, discomfort in varying degrees, from a flutter you feel like, yeah, that's not really what I want right now, to physical manifestation of the dis-ease. Okay, so let's talk about what happens in your first chakra. Your first chakra is at the base of your spine. It is red in color, and it controls the dial. It's an energetic dial that controls our safety and security on the planet. Physical, emotional, mental, financial, what others? What others can we name? Like all of them. It's controlled through that chakra. So if you have imbalances in that, well, actually, let me take two there. Imbalances in that chakra can look like any dis-ease or uncomfortability you're having in that area of your body. If this is you, take a look at, okay, the guides want to increase your ability to access your own truth. Remember we talked about that before? Increasing the swiftness in your ability to access your own truth. All right, as you get really truthful and you look at yourself and you say, all right, are there things in my life that I don't feel safe about? Are there relationships I don't feel safe in? Am I stressed about my finances? Am I worried about my future? Am I stressed about the past? Okay, take a look at yourself and get clear, because your body's giving you information. You'll notice when you get the ping from your body, it'll be like, oh, I wonder if it's that. That's what it looks like. We get the ping and we wonder out loud to ourselves. I tell people, just give yourself a take two without the wonder. Oh, that's what I'm really afraid of. Okay. And if you face and feel, that's the first step to releasing whatever the dis-ease is in that chakra. Okay. So that's the first chakra. Second chakra is known as your sacral chakra. So we talked about root. Root is the first chakra. It's at the root base of your spine. Then we move up into the sacral. That's the second chakra. This is in the womb area for women, reproductive organs for men. This is where our life force energy, our creative power, our sexual energy, it all comes from our sacral chakra. And this is also where we store unprocessed emotion. So anything that you ever didn't face and feel because you didn't have the tools to feel your feelings in that moment and you shoved it, guess what? It gets lodged in your body energetically. And the longer it's there and the more powerful it vibrates, meaning the more apparent it is in your life, like the bigger deal it is for you, the stronger it vibrates, the faster it will create physical dis-ease. Okay? So if you're noticing any kind of dis-ease from uncomfortability to physical manifestations in the root, or I'm sorry, in the sacral chakra, your second chakra, as Robert asked about here, you want to look at, all right, what did I not face and feel in my life that I shoved down? And you need to face and feel it. You need to call up your friend and have yourself a good cry about it. That's really all it takes. Journal about it. Go to the top of the hill and scream fuck about it. The medicine that you need to do isn't really hard. It's just we got to acknowledge it and then face and feel. Okay? And then there's work to do rebuilding the identity. You got to create a new identity. Otherwise, you're just going to default back to the old version of yourself. Okay? Let me know if this is making sense. And thank you all again so much for being here. All right, I want to share with you one more time. Heal Your Life starts February 13th. That is the day before Valentine's Day. This is one of the best gifts that you can give yourself if you want to explore the magic of the Akashic Records, if you want to learn about healing in your body, if you want to learn how to amplify your powers once we turn them on so you can get going and understand how to tap into the timeline of your highest potential, know your soul mission. That's where life feels like magic, like heaven on earth. We are going to be playing and activating in all of those areas. So make sure you check out Heal Your Life. As I exit here today, I'm going to share the video with you one more time. Deborah, yay! Thank you. You know, I like the accolades. I felt it too, though. Feels like a good show today. If this show has been helpful for you, I ask that you share it out. It's the more and more of us that step into our power, the faster the whole planet evolves. And so if you're ready to accelerate and get out of the muck and start experiencing the heaven on earth, I'm ready to. Let's rock and roll. All right, guys, I'm going to see you next time as I figure out how to play my outro. I knew how to do this before. Nope. Good gravy. Try to use my logical mind here after all of that power. It was really easy last week. Like, seriously, all I did is hit a button. Outro. Wait.
Are you ready to step into the most empowered version of yourself? If you're a visionary, thought leader, or someone with a big mission in this world, I've created something just for you. My Heal Your Life program is a transformational 4-week journey designed to help you unlock your soul's purpose, release emotional and energetic blocks, and gain clarity about your next steps. You'll learn powerful self-healing tools, access ancient wisdom through your Akashic Records, and even harness the energy of vortexes to amplify your power. But this isn't just about learning, it's about transforming. You'll walk away with tools you can use for a lifetime, and you'll do it alongside an inspiring community of best-selling authors, filmmakers, entrepreneurs, and change makers who, just like you, are here to make a big difference. So if you're ready to heal, grow, and create at a higher level than ever before, this is your moment. Click the link below to join me and heal your life. Your soul and your future self will thank you. And I can't wait to see you inside. Are you ready to step into the most empowered version of yourself? If you're a visionary, thought leader, or someone with a big mission in this world, I've created something just for you. My Heal Your Life program is a transformational 4-week journey designed to help you unlock your soul's purpose, release emotional and energetic blocks, and gain clarity about your next steps. You'll learn powerful self-healing tools, access ancient wisdom through your Akashic Records, and even harness the energy of vortexes to amplify your power. But this isn't just about learning, it's about transforming. You'll walk away with tools you can use for a lifetime, and You'll do it alongside an inspiring community of best-selling authors, filmmakers, entrepreneurs, and change makers who, just like you, are here to make a big difference. So if you're ready to heal, grow, and create at a higher level than ever before, this is your moment. Click the link below to join me and heal your life. Your soul and your future self will thank you. And I can't wait to see you in